Hey guys, here I am back, and this is the introduction to this course. Last video was just a welcome to the whole program. And I want to just introduce why this course is being developed for the Master of Church Planting and Revitalization. And it's simply this. It was John Maxwell that said it, that everything rises and falls on leadership. And we want to make sure that we are not just doing theoretical things. We actually want this degree to be part of a discipleship process and a leadership development process for all who go through it. And so this video or this course is designed to help leaders develop the right habits. A habit is defined as something that is something that is a systematic practice that becomes second nature. And the reality is, you and I are in the place we are in our seasons of life, and in the station of life that you and I are at is because of the habits, the practices that we have had. And not all practices we do are good practices. Not all practices that we have are practices that are beneficial to the call and to the people that we desire to be and to fulfill God's purpose for our life. And so this course has been designed to be able to challenge our practices, challenge our habits, and to develop healthy ones. There are habits that you're going to say, I need to break. And there's habits you're going to say, I need to develop. Those are going to become personal habits. And when you begin to live personally with the right habits, then the right leader begins to develop. A big part of this course that we've already talked about, we have multiple podcasts from Craig Groeschel on the topic. I do plan on using one lecture or one podcast. It's quite long, actually, from John Maxwell. There are going to be some things that I share with you as well throughout this journey. And then again, in our cohort meetings, which I mentioned in the last video, we have two really great leaders that are going to help us develop those healthy habits. At the end, in your written assignment, this time, it's always going to be around 3,000 words total of our written assignments, minimum of 2,000. But this particular class is going to be in three parts. And the first is an essay, and it's going to be a 1,500 word essay plus or minus 10%. You have to use 8 sources, double spaced, Turabian. Look on the resource page to find sources that might not be there when you first sign on, but they will eventually by the time we get to the time of you writing your essays, of how to write in Turabian style as the style guide. It's very similar to what we use in the university. Everything has to be collegiate. Everything has to be in that style guide, but you're going to be communicating how this class has affected you. And in fact, in that essay, you're going to be writing about a biblical character. You're going to choose one, look at their leadership style, and identify the habits that either affected them negatively or the habits that affected them positively. And can those habits be reproduced, and how it's helped them in the Bible or the biblical characters that we're looking at accomplish what God has asked them to do. There's also going to be a reflective essay that you're going to write based on this course, because you're going to be growing as a leader. You're going to be challenged, and you're going to give a 500-word reflective essay how this course has impacted your life and what you think it's going to do for you in the future. And then the last thing that you'll write is an action plan. What are the things you're going to give up? What are the things that you need to develop? And what is your plan to do that? Every vision has to have a plan, and every plan has to be based on a timeline. How are you going to execute it? So it has to be intentional and systematic. And I just want to say this to you. All success falls in those things. 3 important things. That is, it's intentional. There's a reason why you're doing it. You know why you're doing it. There's a purpose behind it. That it's systematic, that it finds itself on your calendar. You're putting it in your agenda. You're making time for it, and that you're consistently pursuing it. And this is a very, very important thing to identify. Now, as we go into this course, and you're going to begin to challenge yourself, and you're going to hear from Craig Groeschel's book, The Power to Change. We're also going to hear from Don Whitney. My notes are here. I'm looking at the spiritual disciplines for the Christian life. Your study guide will not cover that entire book. It'll cover certain chapters of that book, and it's going to help you develop the spiritual disciplines. In our second cohort, we're going to be talking more about the spiritual disciplines with my friend Linwood Berry. It's going to be a great time together. But at the end, you're going to walk away with those 3 written assignments: your essay, when you're identifying and studying a biblical character and their leadership and the habits that they had. You're going to write a reflective essay on the overall impact that this course has had for you. And then you're going to write an action plan on how it has impacted your life. It's going to be great. I'm really excited. Now, the one thing that I want to say to you, because I believe what I'm about to share to you is going to become your compass in the process of this entire course and the process of this journey of growing as a leader. And when we're mentoring people, I try to tell them, you need to create a life statement. You need to create a statement that defines who you are, why you exist. And so here's my life statement. And I'm asking you, and in fact, it's one of your assignments in the discussion board, is to think about this by the end of the week, post it. Tell us what it is. So here it is, very simply for me. My life statement is this: I exist, I live to make a difference. The reason I'm here is to make a difference. So I'm going to say it again. I live to make a difference. And I do that by building people and organizations. This is my mantra. This is my life statement. And this becomes my compass, my guide. Later on in this course, I'm going to talk to you about something I learned from Craig Rochelle a long time ago, is that it's not important what your to-do list is. What's really important is what is your do not do list. What are the things you don't do? When I clarified that, I was able to nail down 3 things that I'm going to do with my life. Number 1, I'm going to make disciples. This is the biggest call of any of our lives as believers, that we're going to make disciples who will then also make disciples. Number 2, I love to train leaders. I live to train leaders. And number 3, I want to plant churches. And this is who I am. This is what I want to do. And my life statement helps point me in the direction of those 3 things. And so when I clarify who I am, what God has called me to do, what He's asked me to do with my life, because the greatest form of success will always be walking in obedience to what He's asked you to do. Humanity defines success through numbers, through who you know, through how much money you have, but God defines success out of obedience. And later on, I'll be talking about what that means. I'll give you some Bible on it, but I want to encourage you to develop that life statement. Why do you exist? Why are you here? Again, I'm going to repeat mine. I live to make a difference, and I do that by building people and organizations. So as we journey through this, develop that life statement. Let that become your goal. And then we're going to learn how to develop the habits that every leader needs to have a productive life, a disciplined life, and a life that is walking in full obedience to Jesus. Guys, it's going to be a great journey. I'm excited about it. I hope you are. And I'm looking forward to our times together. And let me know if I can help you guys in any way in this journey. We're in it together. God bless you all. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.